August begins what one study calls the deadliest month for driving, but the Louisiana Department of Transportation isn't buying it. Hear from them ahead.
Right in your neighborhood, we'll tell you how the city of Monroe will give you the tools to do it yourself.
Hello everyone, we made it to Friday. Thanks for starting it off with us here at Good Morning ArkLaMiss. I'm Taylor Yakowenko. Now the first thing on my mind on a Friday is what is the weekend weather going to look like? Dylan Robichaud and Tyler Smith over across the studio. Guys, what are we dealing with heading into the weekend?
All right, Taylor, we are talking all things weather with Dylan Robichaud this morning. Dylan, now we've had little to no humidity this week, but that's about to change this weekend.
Yeah, pop quiz. What do you notice about this map?
It's green.
Yes, good point.
60-degree temperatures, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Everybody below average this morning, so that means a very comfortable start as you head out the door. We got 61 in El Dorado, 66 in Monroe. And fun fact, yesterday El Dorado tied their all-time record low for this state set back in time. So that's really cool. But I think that today they're not going to get close to the record. Doppler radar, dry, and I think that will be the trend throughout most of the day. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I did have to put in a small threat for rain this afternoon. I put in about a 20% chance based on some of our latest data that we got in this morning. And I think that we're going to get off to a comfortable start. Then things can get a little bit warmer and a little bit more muggier by the afternoon. Tyler and Taylor.
All right, thank you for that, Dylan. This morning we begin with a woman who was hit and killed while trying to cross the street. It happened around 9 Wednesday evening at the intersection of Tickleye Road. Monroe police say 59-year-old Emma Crew was clipped by a vehicle and fell onto the roadway. She was then hit again by a pickup truck and later died at the hospital. The driver that clipped her stopped and talked to police, but the other driver took off. Police are still searching for that driver.
And we're going in depth this morning as one study calls August the deadliest month for driving. It says August 2nd specifically is the deadliest day of the year. According to Nationwide Insurance, more people have died on the roads on August 2nd between 2012 and 2016. The insurance company looked at numbers from the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. They found congested traffic is the leading cause of crashes, but other factors include hard braking and suddenly speeding up. We caught up with the Department of Transportation, who says this study is far-fetched.
You come up on some stop traffic and you stop a little harder, a little faster than you normally do. Then all of a sudden you get a heavy rain or you get a flash rain and the roads are slicker and you're used to stopping harder, and that makes people lose control, and you get a lot of rear end accidents.
To help keep you safe while you're out on the roads, DOTD says they're adding about 8 roundabouts right here in Ouachita Parish.
Digging a little deeper this morning, back in April, we took a look at the most dangerous intersections in Ouachita Parish. West Monroe police say there were 274 crashes on Thomas Road last year, almost 1 per day. The most dangerous spot of all, Thomas Road and Interstate 20, with 13 crashes.
After a number of escapes this year, people living near the Swanson Center for Youth are scared about their safety. It also has the facility's director scrambling to make changes.
Yeah, but a nearby detention center in Monroe says they don't have those problems. Investigative reporter Nick Pick talked to the director of Green Oaks and shows us how they're so different.
The Green Oaks Detention Center sits just across the street from the Swanson Center for Youth. So when the escapes happen at Swanson, I called the Green Oaks director and asked to see her facility too. I asked her why these things don't happen there.
911, where's your emergency?
5 escapes involving 13 inmates at the Swanson Center for Youth in 2018.
They say they hopped over here.
It's got people who live behind the facility's walls scared.
My cameras.
And the director looking for ways to solve the problem.
They were all pretty preventable.
So they've made some concrete changes. Made the razor wire 4 feet taller, brought all staff cars outside campus, and revamped the whole staff.
It's going to strengthen us.
But if you look just across the street, there's another juvenile correctional center here that doesn't have these problems.
I have never had that experience since I've been here.
Dorothea Bridges is the director at Green Oaks Detention Center. She says what really sets her facility apart is the mindset.
The staff care. We care. We let them know that we care.
But it's more than that. There are major differences here between these 2 detention centers. Swanson is a state-run facility run by Louisiana's Office of Juvenile Justice, and it's an office that lacks funding. In the last special session, lawmakers cut that department by almost $2 million. And when you look around the place, you can tell it's getting a little old.
The insurance, the maintenance is so high on them that we could probably in the long run end up saving money should we build a smaller, more suited facility here and abandon this facility or sell it or move on from it.
But it's more than funding, too. Last month, the legislative auditor's report showed staff turnover is up, fighting has almost doubled, and drug use has almost quadrupled in these state-run facilities.
These are kids at high risk for violence and delinquency. That's why they're here. So we can't go into the world thinking that nothing's ever going to happen.
Bridges says these things just don't happen at Green Oaks.
We have people here that care about you, and we will see you through. We want to find out what can we do for them.
That individual care is easier in a small place like Green Oaks. They only have about 35 inmates to Swanson's 112. Almost all of them are local and are only there an average of 6 weeks. Swanson, on the other hand, has kids from all over Louisiana, many of them with no family here in Monroe, and some of them can stay there for years. It's a stark contrast between two facilities that are striving toward the same goal.
Juveniles go home. All of these kids will go home.
Because the only thing we can do is plant seeds, and we do that here.
The State Office of Juvenile Justice says they know Swanson needs an update. They say a design is already in place for a new facility. Now they're just waiting on state capital outlay money to start the project. In the studio, Nick Pick, KNOE 8 News.
Well, there are hundreds of properties across Monroe that look a little worse for the wear, and now the city wants to help fix that.
Yeah, that's right. They're bringing in researchers from Southern University to give people here the tools to get it done. And it starts with the program this Saturday. Olivia Russell talked to city officials and joined us in the studio this morning. Olivia, what are they saying about this initiative?
Well, Tyler, they say they're looking for people who want to become developers, entrepreneurs, and landlords. You don't even need experience, just a desire to rebuild these neighborhoods. The city says it's focusing on districts 3, 4, and 5 on the south side of Monroe. But these lessons can help people anywhere. City officials say blighted properties bring down the value of surrounding homes and neighborhoods, along with bringing health and safety risks. But fixing just one of those properties can have the opposite effect.
Just create a better neighborhood development, and then you build a house next door to someone that then all of a sudden there's a new house built next door, and they may increase their amount of landscaping that they're doing. They may paint, anything else. So it just peps up everybody.
The program will take place over the next 2 Saturdays, starting tomorrow morning at 9 at the Public Safety Center. They'll be discussing things like acquiring property, securing funds, and basic project management. We'll have more information about how you can sign up on our website after the show. That's knoe.com. Taylor?
All right, thanks, Olivia. Meanwhile, some growing pains in Ruston ahead of the new school year. Right now, there are 3 construction projects affecting some bus routes. Woodward Avenue, also known as the North Service Road, is closed as crews work on a new shopping outlet. It's on one of the main roads parents and buses use to get to Ruston Junior High School. But bus barn supervisor Rick Kaysen says he's asking parents not to panic.
Is that all of these things, even though they'll make some inconveniences for us right here at present, they all have an ending. The North Service Road is due to be back open before the end of September. So first 4 to 6 weeks of school, we'll be dealing with that.
Kaysen says the construction and route changes shouldn't affect any pickup or drop-off times.
Meanwhile, the U.S. Senate has passed a bill to help small business owners. The Small Business Cybersecurity Act will give them resources to help protect them from security threats. The Monroe Better Business Bureau says they will help because other resources are hard to understand.
The most important thing that we attempt to assist small businesses with is information and education. Employees and business owners need to be trained constantly to recognize phishing scams, inappropriate phone calls, inappropriate mail.
Still no word on what small businesses will have access to.
The record for hugs by mascot was 86. It's now 115.
Louisiana Tech made an attempt to get their name into the Guinness Book of World Records. On July 27th, Champ, the mascot, tried to break the most hugs given to a mascot in 1 minute. The final count, 115 hugs. Champ beat the previous record held by Brigham Young University's Cosmo the Cougar. The total number was submitted to Guinness. We should hear back in about 2 weeks.
Those were not full hugs.
I mean, That many hugs in a minute, I mean, they got to be drive-by hugs. That is just, you got to do that rapid fire.
It's all about pace, right? You can't be slow with that.
I wonder if they practice. Do you think you can practice for something like that? Get the timing down?
You think they've been practicing all summer?
I was going to say, good upper body workout because you're constantly moving your upper arm.
Well, I hope that record is official. That'd be really cool.
Hopefully so. That'll certainly be a feather in their cap.
Oh, yeah. All right, guys, it is time for the Friday Facebook question of the day. Today's question, 45% of people say this has made them gain weight. What is it?